Details into the impacts of provincial funding cuts to the E-PANA budget have come to light. A year ago, the provincial government cut the program's budget, resulting in the loss of 6 officers. The RCMP originally said there was sufficient resources to deal with the investigative needs of the unit, but today's news suggests otherwise.
9 years ago, the death of yet another young woman prompted a symposium at the CN Centre. Several recommendations came from that event, including a commitment to investigate the disappearances and deaths of many women along what is called the Highway of Tears. It was also the year a special investigative branch, E-PANA, was created for that task. Last year, the funding was cut, and now a memo from the RCMP's Deputy Commissioner has been made public. It says the cuts would mean there would be no further investigations related to the Highway of Tears for the foreseeable future.
These investigations aren't going forward because of the funding cuts, which the BC government knew full well that this would happen. So it's very disturbing, and that leaves a lot of people angry.
Premier Christy Clark was in the city recently for the Natural Resources Forum and was asked about the Highway of Tears. For her, the economics of the region will help address some of those issues.
When they're lifted, when they have a chance to live within the kind of wealthy communities that other people do, they won't face the same kind of problems, I think, that they do today. A lot of it's born of poverty.
It's something Terry Teege agrees with, but there's more to it than that.
It doesn't, absolve them from having the duty to investigate these murders, but also prevention. They have an obligation to get the information out there.
Teege has long called for a national inquiry, something the federal government has declined to consider. Clark recently added her own voice to that effort.
All of those women, they have children and they have parents and communities who love them, who've lost them. And, if we've lost them, we should at least be able to give some comfort to those of us who are still living.
For those closest to the issue, the revelation on the impact of the cuts on the Highway of Tears investigation came as no surprise.
No, it doesn't come as a surprise, sadly, because quite frankly, they make decisions in government of where they allocate resources, and if this isn't high on their agenda or a priority, they will cut the funding.
Cheryl Jan, CKPG News.